Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend. I'm just here to post another quick video lesson. It's going to be part 3 of our solving equations. Last week we did part 1 and part 2. And this week we're going to kind of do our distributive method of algebra, part 3 solving equations. We're going to get that done in this lesson right here. And we're going to wrap all this up and move on to geometry and measurement on Wednesday. So this is our last lesson for our algebra unit. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right. So just a quick, before we get into it, a quick review of kind of what we've done so far. We had a part 1 solving equations where we had one-step answers like x plus 8 equals 31, 4x equals 68, x minus 7 equals 22. Then we had our part 2 where it's 2 steps like 2x minus 11 equals 33 and 5x plus 13 equals 78. So how we did that using the balance method is we tried to get x by itself, right? So for this example, like I'm doing up here, if we're adding 8 to x to get it by itself, we have to subtract 8. If we do that to one side, we have to do it to both. The plus 8 and minus 8 cancel out. 31 subtract 8 is 23. X equals 23. That's how you use the distributive method, or not the distributive, the balance method to solve algebra equations, right? And that's what we practiced. So for example here, x is being times by 4. So to get it by itself, we have to divide it by 4. We have to do it to both sides of the equal sign. 4x divided by 4, that equals x. The two 4's cancel out. Then 68 divided by 4 equals 17. X equals 17. That's how you solve that side equation. We have ones like this. X minus 7 equals 22. So if we're subtracting by 7 to get it by itself, we have to add 7 to both sides, like you see here, right? 9 minus 7 plus 7 cancel out. 22 plus 7 is 29. X equals 29. These ones are a little more complicated, right? First, get rid of the minus 11. How do we do that? By adding 11 to both sides. That would equal 2x equals 44, because 33 plus 11 is 44. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 44 divided by 2, or 22. Right? And one more quick review example right here. 5x plus 13 equals 78. Get rid of the plus 13 first by subtracting 13 from both sides. So subtract 13, subtract 13, as we're going to see right here. 5x equals 65, because 78 subtract 13 is 65. We then divide both by 5. X equals 13. 65 divided by 5 is 13. That's how you solve that using the balance method. If you don't understand the balance method, please let me know. We need to go over it. If it's important, you do. All right, you do stuff in grade 10 based on the balance method. Taking that and making it a more practical equation, something you might see in real life. The perimeter of the following triangle is 25 centimeters. Determine the length of each side. So in case you don't remember from earlier grades what perimeter is the distance around something, around a shape, around a yard, around whatever. So in order to find what that is, the equation is we add all 3 sides together. So that would look like x plus x plus 2 plus 2x plus 3, right? All 3 side lengths, and it equals 25. We know that, 25 centimeters. Second step would be to simplify it or make it less long, easier to work with, right? We can just get rid of the brackets because we're adding, so these brackets aren't really important. So I did that right here for you. And now we just collect like terms. So we have x's here, we have normal numbers here. 1x plus 1x is 2x, plus 2x is 4x, 2 plus 3 is 5. 4x plus 5 equals 25. Then you know how to solve a question from there. We subtract 5 from both sides. 4x equals 20 if you do that. And then you divide both sides by 4 to get x by itself. X equals 20 divided by 4, and that equals 5. X equals 5. And then it wants us to check, determine the length of each side. So we take our x equals 5, and we put it in the equations up here. So this length is 5. This length is 5 plus 2, or 7. This length is 2 times 5 plus 3, or 13. So 13, 7, and 5. And then we can add those 3 up, and that should equal 25 centimeters. So 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 13. I'm just going to get there right now, right? 5 plus 7 plus 13 is 25. So we're right. X does equal 5. Right? That's what's great about algebra. You can check your answer and see if it makes sense and it works. If it works, you're right. If it doesn't work, you got the question wrong or the wrong answer. Try it again and see what you did wrong, right? So, after saying all of that, this is our final step, part 3 of solving equations. The big difference is we have x's on both sides of the equal sign. So before we were using questions like this, 2x minus 11 equals 33, 4x equals 68, x plus 8 equals 31. We just have x on one side of the equal sign, and that's the main difference between that step and what we're going to do today, right? So today we have x's on both sides of the equal sign. But the same concepts apply. We're trying to get x on one side by itself. So we're going to start by trying to get rid of this 2x on this side of the equal sign and move it to this side instead. So to get rid of 2x, we have to subtract 2x. Do it to this side, you have to do it to this side too, right? Same as we've been doing before. Both of these cancel out, right? 2x minus 2x is equal to 0. And then we know that 4x minus 2x equals 2x, right? You can just simplify those because they're like terms. They're both x's. If you do that, here's what your second equation will look like. It'll be 2x, right? 4x minus 2x. 2x plus 3 equals 11 because the 2x cancels out on this side. And now, once you have an equation like that, you know how to solve stuff like that. We've done it already, right? So all you have to do is subtract 3 from both sides. That's step 1. 11 minus 3 is 8. So we have 2x equals 8. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 4. And then what's great about it, like I just said, is you can check and see if your answer is right. And how we're going to do that is called a left side, right side check. And I'm going to show you how to do that right below here. So what you do is you write out LS, or left side, equals 4x plus 3. And then RS, or right side, equals 2x plus 11. And then you just take 4 and put it in for x and see if it works or they match. So 16, right? 4 times 4 is 16 plus 3. That's 19. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 11 is 19. So both sides of the equal sign are 19. 19 equals 19. You know you got the right answer and you did it properly. X does equal 4. Right? So when you're checking to see if your answer is right, do a left side, right side check. If your left side and your right side are equal to the same thing, you got the right answer for x. If they're not the same, you messed up somewhere, you didn't get the right answer, and you got to try it again and see where you messed up. One more example, let's do it together, and then I'll give you some practice questions to try on your own. So 3x plus 11 equals negative 2x plus 76. So first step, we're going to try to get rid of this negative 2x so we only have it on one side of the equal sign. How do we get rid of negative 2x? Well, we add 2x, right? So if we do that to this side of the equal sign, we have to do it to this side as well. Negative 2x plus 2x, those cancel out, and that's 0. And then you have 3x plus 2x on this side of the equal sign. So if you were to go to the next step, it would look like this. 5x plus 11 equals 76, right? Because 3x plus 2x equals 5. The 11 is still there, equals the 76, which is still there. And now you know how to solve it from this part of the equation. Subtract 11 from both sides. That gives you 5x equals 65. And then you just divide both sides by 5. So 5x divided by 5 equals 65 divided by 5. 65 divided by 5 is 13. We can check that answer and see if we get it right, doing a left side, right side check. So let's see how we did that. Left side, 3x plus 11. So 3 times 13 for x plus 11, that equals 50. 39 plus 11, or 50. So left side equals 50. So now we do the same for right side. Right side is negative 2x plus 76. Put 13 in for the x. So negative 2 times 13 plus 76. That equals negative 26 plus 76, which is the same thing as 76 minus 26. However it makes the most sense to you. It means the same thing. If you do that math, it equals 50. Are left side and right side both 50? Yes, they are. So we know that we got the right answer. X does equal 13. So that's great, right? You can check your answer, see if you got it right, and if you didn't, go try to make some changes until it works out, right? So this is how you would solve an equation with x on both sides of the equal sign. It's the same thing that you've been doing before using the balance method. It's just now you're using it for x's instead of just normal numbers, right? So try out the practice questions I'm going to attach and assign, and we're going to wrap all this up and move on Wednesday. All right? Any questions, as always, please let me know. I'm here to help. And yeah, good luck with this, but it shouldn't be too complicated if you tried part 1 and part 2. All right?